Well, hello there, Papper people of Paplanistan. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Easy Form Pro. Now, I teased this recently in a short, a YouTube short, and you guys lost your minds. The YouTube short, it's like 60 seconds. You're like, you
failed to mention this and that. You didn't show the product more. Why didn't you give us your impressions? Where can I find it? Where can I buy it? Any discount codes?
Okay, this is Easy Form Pro. They have a website that does nothing. They're not even for sale yet. So let's take a deep breath in and let it out nice and awkwardly. All right, the premise behind this is some dude sent these to me and I'm a YouTuber, so I try stuff out when it looks interesting. This happened to be, it piqued my interest. I rotate between 3 different masks. 1, Bleep Eclipse, really enjoy it, but I don't like using it all the time. 2, Fishing Pickel Bravita, really like it, but I don't like using it all the time. And lastly, I use the ResMed AirTouch N20. Now the AirTouch N20 is very similar to the AirFit N20. I lost, and by lost I mean my wife probably hid it from me. Yes, wives hide things from us. It was misplaced. I used it for a video. My wife cleans up really fast if I don't put stuff away, and I don't know where it is. I still can't find it, and she's not telling me. So I don't have my AirTouch, and this guy had these. They are mask liners. They are 3D printed, so they are very form-fitting to your mask, and they have one for the N20. So I was like, oh, sweet. I can still use my N20, but with the silicone cushion that I hate the feeling of silicone. And I can put this on, I can test it out for the win. First thing, let's talk about, let's not talk about stuff that matters. Let's talk about these directions. Dude, I'm hella old now. My eyes have just left the building. I can't see anymore. I had to actually put on reading glasses to read that. Oh. So in a box, you get 5 of these. I think they said the box is $15. Don't quote me on that. And on here, it says that they're good for like 5 or 7 days. I would tell you exactly. Hold on, it's really far. 7 days. It says they're good for 7 days. Now here's the interesting thing. I timed this video to be 7 days away. Let's do a comparison. This is the one that's been on since the start of that teaser video. And here is a fresh one. Let's go ahead and do a little comparison. How dirty is Lanky's face? Oof, it's a little dirty. You can kind of see, you can see it's got a little use on it. However, that said, I'm gonna continue using it until probably it disintegrates. Now, so you know, my skin is naturally this beautiful. I take a shower before night, I don't put anything on my face. So this is just the ooze that I put out, I guess. It seems to have held up pretty well. I'm actually quite impressed with it. Now, let me tell you something I did poorly. Now, old Lanky here, when he was doing the YouTube short, I just stuck it on there. I wasn't really precise with it. And so the first 2 nights I used it, what happened was, you see the way it was, I had this part down too low and it put a tremendous amount of pressure across the bridge of my nose. Now, I have video of that and you can see it was digging in pretty well. However, if you look at my nose now, my nose doesn't look good, but the tenderness on the top, the pressure sore that was forming because I put this on inappropriately is no longer there. What I found is this feels very much like the AirTouch version of the N20. We start to get into some cost things here. If you're using the AirTouch, you have to replace that cushion roughly every 30, 45 days. And there's a cost to that. I want to say those cushions are roughly in the $50 range. You can buy, like I said, a box of these where you get 5 and they seem to last at least 7 days. So you do the math and it actually comes out to be probably ahead with these guys. Although however long you can use them, it may differ from mine, but I'm finding that I'm getting pretty good mileage out of these guys. You may notice that you don't use them as long. You may notice you use them much longer. I actually haven't exhausted this one in my opinion. It's been a week. We're gonna keep trucking with it and see how long it actually lasts. But I can say this, so far I am impressed with its performance. It feels very similar to the AirTouch version. I can feel slight air seeping under it, which feels very good. the leak rate is very good. I will show you a leak rate with the standard Air Touch. I will show you, I should be showing these right now. Standard leak rate with the Air Fit silicone. And then again, the leak that I'm getting with the Air Fit, but with these Easy Form Pros on top of it. Let's take a minute to enjoy. Let's take a look at some data in terms of mask comparison with and without the Easy Form Pro. So this is my standard setup. You can see over here, I'm gonna leave this up so we can all reference it quickly. AirTouch N20 with the VCOM. I have the VCOM on all of these nights, as well as mouth taping. I've used mouth tape on every single night with the exception of one. Sometimes the taping is actually a crap job though, to be honest. Okay, this is way back in the summer. So this is when I still had my AirTouch N20 because I didn't lose it yet. But you can see the leak rate. More or less, it's pretty solid with the exception of this mouth leaking during REM sleep. But, you know, leak rate basically at 8 liters per minute. Here we have pretty much the exact same thing with about the exact same setup. And here, AirTouch N20, pretty much exact same thing, exact same setup. Results pretty consistent. Okay, here's where we fall into some problems. I got hella sick during the month of December. I'm gonna go ahead and skip all this. Brevita is being used here. I was really sick, really congested. So we're gonna have to fast forward to January, and right here's where they came up with a brilliant idea of doing this trial. So this is VCOM with tape, N20 Air Fit. So this is a silicone version, not the memory foam. You know, you can see the leak rate on this night is much lower, but it's the feel of silicone, which I can't stand. So leak rate is now like 4. It's easily half of what it was with the AirTouch. This is another night. This is kind of a control night. Now the leak rate's higher here. More or less, this leak rate is, it's pretty much 8. It's actually roughly what it is with the AirTouch version. Crappy tape job because it fails here near the end. Okay, so 21st. This is the first night where I did the Easy Form Pro mask liner. And you can see pretty much the actual leak rate is very similar to that of the AirTouch, the memory foam version of the cushion. Now, this is a night I had pressure sores on my nose, so keep that in mind. Nasal pressure sore night also on this one. Now, I smartened up, and on the 23rd, I actually had it positioned properly, and you can see that the leak rate really drops off. So now we're looking at like 2.4. So, you know, we have some peaks here where crappy tape job again. Well, I actually noted that. Crappy tape crappy tape job. But the leak overall is much lower than that of the AirTouch version. Another night, kind of high sample, like as far as pretty in line with what we're seeing with the AirTouch version. By the way, don't get jealous. You know what? Pretty much all these nights are like my AHI is super low. If you would like an AHI that low, no guarantees, you can get that with axgsleepdiagnostics.com. Again, no guarantees. So another night, VCOM, Easy Form Pro, leak rate, pretty in line with AirTouch. Same thing. Same thing. Pretty much same thing, leak rate wise. So leak rates are really consistent with it. One of these nights, I think it's this night. Yeah, no tape. So like massive mouth leaks in REM. I felt like crap the next day. Otherwise known as today. That's all I've got for you now. I don't know where these are gonna be sold. They're not being sold yet, but when they come out, I'm sure you'll see them around. If you see them around, old Lanky here's already tried them out. I do like them. Whether they work for you or not, I have no idea, but they do have plans. They say that they can fit pretty much any mask. They can make them for whatever you want. They sent me another one here for full face mask. Now this one is for, what is this for? This one's for the AirFit F20. That's actually another mask that I recommend. That's actually one that I like, the AirTouch version as well. They do have a memory foam version. They have it for the AirFit F10. They make it for the Amara and the Amara Gel. The Amara Gel, that's a terrible mask. Don't ever get that mask. That's it. What are your thoughts on this video? Do you have any great opinions of this video? Are you looking for a CPAP mask liner? Do you find them to be financially advantageous? Excuse me, Johnson. Do you think CPAPsupplies.com is gonna be selling these mask liners? I don't know.
Buttermilk Bob.
Are they gonna be selling these mask liners?
I don't know, it just seems, Johnson, like you're kind of like a spokesman for them, sort of. You do ads. Do you think they'll be selling them?
What you can do is you can log on to CPAP Supplies CPAPMaskLiners.com. If they have them, you can use discount code LEFTY20 and you can save a ton of cash. But the other thing is, if you find that the Air Touch version of some of those masks come out cheaper, you can certainly go with that option, especially considering the discount code I just gave you, LEFTY20.
Jocelyn, that's nice and all, but sometimes my little head hurts from trying to run all these numbers. I wish that you could just run the numbers for me.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. Sometimes you have to take accountability for your own life, even though you're just a Lego. You can't use that as a crutch.
Jocelyn, I feel like you're just lashing out now.
Whatever the case, go ahead and check out the sponsor of this channel, CPAPSupplies.com. Guys, what do you make of all this? Are you looking for a mask liner? If you are, check out the EasyForm Pro. Seems like it'll be a good fit. Looks like they can make them for pretty much any mask. The advantage to it is it actually is form-fitting. You can see there's definitely some curvature to it. If I hold it, yeah, there's definitely curvature to it. It does a good job of form-fitting to your mask. Probably not something a lot of the other ones do. However, I haven't really looked at them in a long time. Leave your comments in the well-named comment section down below. Check out the description box for links. If you want to do a PAP therapy analysis with me at AXG Sleep Diagnostics, go ahead and sign up for that. And if you're buying anything off of Amazon, please consider using my Amazon affiliate link. I really appreciate that. You don't pay any more, but I get a little scratch for that. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye.
Thank you to all watching, but an extra thick thanks, buddy, to Doug Toombs, Jason Georgiades, Patricia Espelong, Sarvesh Joshi, Stuart Hetherington, Mona Swearingen, Chengtu Chen, Edward Steiner, and Shannon Kerr, and another slightly less thick thanks, buddy, to all the other YouTube members, Patreon supporters, and other stuff.